Shalom, Yasharala. I'm going to start off by giving infinite honors to Yahweh. Why? Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai, pushing this truth across the four winds in these last days, seconds, and times. I'm going to go in this clip about the judgment on the daughters of Zion, the women of the tribes, man. They taking advantage of this upside down kingdom, this anti-Mashiach kingdom that's been governed and lauded with a satanic vibration. And the so-called white man has given them power, all right? And he's done away with the laws of Yahweh Shema Shai and given them power to disrespect their Israelite men, all right? And come against the Israelite men without fear and trembling of the Most High coming down on them, all right? So our Heavenly Father, through the Spirit, had the prophets prophesy judgments against the daughters of Zion. All right. And this clip right here, what I'm about to go into that I bumped into on Vice News, is going to become the theme of the day. It's going to be throughout all facets of society. This is going to be the judgment written. So I'm going to let this clip play and I'm going to interject with scriptures. Okay.
Guadalupe Reyes, 34 años, en Corre que solicita que se retire su esposo de 15, Miguel Ángel.
Just out with the municipal police who are patrolling around.
You see what that bitch said? The bitch called the cops and said she's calling and requesting her husband of 15 years to be removed from his house. You see, all these are the abominable works. The reason our Heavenly Father say he's sending all these atrocities and calamities on our people for scourges for amendment. That's totally out of order. All right, if you read the this is going on in Mexico, so they had it translated in England on her 911 call, and the bitch say, "I'm calling for my husband of 15 years to be removed from the house." That's an abomination, man. That's off. That's totally off. All right. When our kingdom is ushered in and we're governed by our rules, that would be something punishable by death, man. To call another man to come deal with another man's household. The scriptures say meddle not in another man's affairs, man. Okay.
Around this neighborhood, they're saying that since the pandemic struck, the number of domestic violence calls they've been coming to respond to has just gone through the roof.
Sí, ¿qué le hizo usted?
Se pide a que me va a pegar y estando sus hijos ahí porque es mi pareja.
Él está en estado etílico.
Sí.
Violence against women in Mexico was already at crisis point, with gruesome images of the abused flooding headline.
So be it. So be it. When you call another man into another man's house and tell him to come get that man out of his house, when they just showed them women stretched out, dead with their head blows out, that's a blessing. That's proper judgment. I mean, that's so disrespectful. Okay? Serves them right. And this is going to be the theme of the day when their judgment comes down, man. All right? They're going to learn order. They're going to learn that Yahweh created them to be in a position of servitude to their husbands their whole lives, their whole natural lives. They're supposed to serve their husband with fear and trembling. All right? This is Genesis 3:16, and it reads, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and conception." All right. The woman was the one to go off in the Garden of Eden. All right. She the one that crossed over and dealt with the other nations, with the nation of Edom, that serpent. All right. All right. And she brought those philosophies to the Israelite man, and the Israelite man was seduced by her, and he fell out of his position of power when he gave into her advances. All right, because when you read up high up, I think that's the second chapter that it goes into that. All right, no, it's in the first. Let me get that. All right, I'm already here. So when she ate the apple, All right. Nothing happened to the man. We were still in rulership. All right. So I'm going to start right here. This Genesis 3 and 4. And the serpent said it to the woman, you shall not surely die. All right. He was talking about if she ate that apple, which is philosophies. It's a metaphor. Okay. For Yahweh know that the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you should be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and you got to understand, this is the philosophy. Women are equal. This is what was good to her eyes. Committing adultery, having threesomes, being a lesbian. That's what all that was good to her eyes, man. All right. It was philosophies. All right. The ways of the heathen, Christmas, Easter. She liked this shit. All right. And the one that probably turned her on the most is she didn't have to be under the rulership of her husband. She was equal to him, or she could rule over him. All right. And that it was pleasant to the eyes, a tree to be desired to make one wise. And it don't make you wise, because in the book of Sirach, it say the knowledge of wickedness, the knowledge of evil is not wisdom. Okay. She took the fruit thereof and did eat. And she gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. All right. So when she took the fruit thereof and did eat, nothing happened. Okay. You got a comma right there. Nothing happened. And gave unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And when the husband ate, and the eyes of them both were open. You see what I'm saying? But she's the one that was beguiled by the devil. The serpent didn't come to the husband because he wouldn't have fell for his advances, his seduction. But he fell for the woman's seduction. Okay, he fell for the woman's seduction. But we didn't fall out our position of rulership until the husband partook in that abominable filth. Okay. So let me go back down to 16. And unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. All right. So when a woman has a baby, that's a curse. When she has a baby and it hurts and it's painful. All right. That's a curse that the Most High put on her. In sorrow, thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. All right. Rulership means nothing is done by diplomacy. All right. We don't have to agree on nothing. We're not equal on nothing. What I say go. That's the way the Most High made the family unit. The Most High put the man as the ruler of the household. All right. So anything else is out of alignment with his word. All right. Anything else is going off and is an enmity with his doctrine. All right.
Last year, over 40% of women said they faced physical aggression from their partner. But since COVID, it's got even worse. These abusers are regularly taken in at the station. So we're back at the police headquarters, and inside there's a cell of men who've been brought in here for being violent towards women. And we're hoping to have a chat with one of them now. What did you do to her physically?
So be it.
Anything else? Why did you want to inflict so much pain on your wife?
All right. Now, for him to get jealous because she thought it was cheating on him, an incident happened. Now, you don't get it twisted. You got some guys that's fucked up in the head from previous relationships. But most time for a man to get jealous is something he saw. It's something he seen. All right. If your woman not at home where she's supposed to be and she out gadding abroad, these things are going to happen. A woman's supposed to be at home. All right. She ain't supposed to be in the streets for you to think something was happening. All right. And for a jealous husband, a man to be jealous for his wife, that's not sucker shit like this society tells you. All right. That's righteousness. All right. Because Yahweh Shema Shai is jealous for the nation of Israel. He feels the same way. Okay, when Israel go out horn abroad to other powers. This is Proverbs 6:31. All right. I'm going to start at 32. But whoso commit adultery with a woman lack of understanding, and he that doeth destroyeth his own soul. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man. All right. This man is this is righteous indignation. He's in his rightful place to be angry. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. This guy put a pillow over her head and suffocated her, kicked her in the fucking back. All right. And he really could have smashed her. He could have snuffed out her light if he wanted to, if he was positive that she was doing it, man. But even if you thinking about it and it's on your mind that she was doing something had to transpire. All right. Women always play the victim, man. But down in Mexico, they're not playing this shit. And this is going to come to the shores of America without this devil intervening. These women are about to be getting their heads cracked, their skulls cracked for all of their insubordinations. I'm talking about the women of Israel, you so-called Negro women, Latin-speaking women, and you so-called Native American women. All right? Y'all are about to start getting y'all heads cracked for being an enmity with the word of Yahweh Shema Shai and hoarding out to the philosophies of the so-called white man. All right? This man shouldn't be in no fucking precinct asking no fucking questions to no woman about how he ruling his house and how he's dealing in his house. That's an abomination, man.
Do you think this kind of behavior is common in Mexico?
Yo creo que sí. Pues todos los hombres somos un poco celosos, ¿no? De ahí viene toda la violencia, ¿ves? O viceversa.
All right, he's saying, I mean, all men are jealous for their wife. I don't know a man that think his wife is doing something on him that he doesn't get jealous or an enrage and gets in an enraged anger and starts seeing red, man. The society is fucked up. He shouldn't be being questioned for that. He didn't go far enough.
Esa veces también las mujeres son muy celosas y están molestas y entonces que el hombre ya no aguanta también y eso explotan.
Getting rid of this machismo or male entitlement is a challenge.
You see, this is what's going on in America, man. And this is what our women are drunk of. I mean, what's wrong with a man being a machizo and having entitlement? Look, I mean, what? This is what the scriptures say. All right, we are entitled to be rulers and have that mindset. All right, this is 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua. We have to get up under Yahushua and submit to him with fear and trembling, man. We have to choose our words carefully and keep his commandments. And the head of the woman is the man, and the woman has to do the same for us. She has to get under us, keep our commandments, and follow our commandments with fear and trembling. And the head of Yahushua is Yahweh. That's the Most High's prescribed order. Yahweh is entitled to tell Yahweh what to do. Our great king, that's his son. All right. Our great king is entitled to tell the nation Israel what to do. He's our king, man. And we are entitled to tell the fucking woman what to do. Long as we're not telling her to do nothing out of line with the commandments of the Most High, man. We have that sense of entitlement, but this is what this satanic society does. All right. It tries to strip the man of his God-given entitlement, his power that Yahweh has given us, and give it to the woman, man. This place is backwards. All right.
And the government has met by launching an anti-violence campaign in May.
Antes de que la violencia se apodere de ti.
It urged men and women, calm down, count to 10, and don't hit your partner.
Cuenta hasta 10 y saca la bandera blanca de la paz.
It was widely denounced, and the ads were pulled 2 days later.
Gobierno de México.
But not all public responses have been so tone deaf. The Center for the Victims of Violence and the Disappeared is a special unit within the Neza Police Department. Women come here desperate for help, to report physical abuse, to get legal advice, or just to look for a safe place to shelter.
See, they they going to this system. Although they're in Mexico and they're going to Mexicans, this devil put that system in place to be followed. This didn't happen in the ancient world. This didn't even happen in during the time of the 1400s and 1300s, man. The 1500s. This is unheard of. This is a modern day thing. This is a new thing in the earth. This didn't happen in the 20s, man. This didn't happen where a woman could go to authorities and say how their husband dealing with them. This is a new thing in the earth, man. In fact, this is the book of Colossians. Oh yeah, all right. 2 and 8, and it reads, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. All right, you start learning these philosophies of this devil when you first go to preschool. They start teaching you in preschool that women and men are equal, gays are equal, all men are equal under God. They start forcing that bullshit in your mind when you're a child. All right, when you go to these educational industrial complexes, which is wicked wine, poison, okay, and it's full of lies. After the tradition of men, and it's not just any men, it's the basis of men. All right, these are the teachings of your father, the devil, the so-called white man. All right, of 2/3 of our people. Those are the ways of their father, the devil. All right, this is a satanic society. The philosophies that govern this place have the earth in gross darkness, which means darkness represents no truth. All right, light represents truth. Okay, this is the valley of the shadow of death. All right, so the shit that people believe here is bullshit. All right, after the rudiments of the world and not after Hamashiach, man. Okay, this isn't the ways of the Most High. Well, a woman could go to some fucking program or call a number and come take a man out of his home and oppress him in his heritage and tell him what he should do and what he should not do. All right. Let me find that passage. I know it's in the Apocrypha. I don't know exactly where it is. But hey, that's why we got this Urim and the Thummim. Urim and the Thummim. Come on, come on, come on. I thought I pressed Apocrypha. All right. Bear with me, IQ. Well, I'm looking for the one metal knot. Well, it didn't pop up, so I got to use the word metal. Bear with me. Wow. Oh, here we go. Is that it? Nope. Salakia. Damn, I want to find that scripture, but I'm looking. It got, you know, where you brothers have heard about it. Metal not in another man's affairs. All right, that's the word of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. You don't get, if a man's dealing with his woman, you don't meddle in that. You don't get in that, man. You stay far from that. All right. Now, if it's your brother and he's just going way off, and you're around, you know, he wigging out on this girl, you be like, brother, that's not expedient, man. Come on and leave. But aside from some shit like that, man, you don't meddle with man dealing with his woman, man. You stay out of that. All right, and that's scripture, man. This stuff that's going on in America, man, is backwards. This is not the Most High's prescribed order. That's why it's going to be a beautiful thing to see these women judged.
What happened with your husband? What's going on with him?
Yo siempre he sufrido violencia con él. O sea, he sufrido de todo tipo de violencia con él. Insultos, infidelidad.
Infidelity, man. What she talking about? Shut up, bitch. A man can deal with as many as women he want, man. As long as he's not dealing with another man's woman. If he get tired of touching your ass and he want another flavor, he can do that. All right? He can do that. So how dare you get mad? Who the fuck you think you are? You out of order. That's why you women gotta be judged. It's an abomination for a woman to ask a man where he been when he walk in the fucking house. That's off. That's off. A lot of these women got like 30 and 40 bodies and they ask him, is he dealing with somebody else? You have no right when you've dealt with multiple men, 30, 40 men, and Even if it's 20 to 10, you done dealt with all these men, done had sex with all these men. You have no right to ask a man if he's dealing with another woman. You got a fucking graveyard under your belt, bitch.
Golpes, todo. He sufrido con él. Se puso agresivo, agarró a los niños y se los llevó y yo intenté alcanzarlo y todo, pero no, porque se subió a un coche y se los llevó a los niños. Entonces, pues ya.
What is it that your husband does for a living?
Él fue ex militar y después perteneció a la Policía Federal y ahorita está trabajando como seguridad.
So he has a lot of contacts with the authorities, with the police. Do you think that that's given him the feeling that he can do whatever he wants and get away with it?
Sí, porque
he could do whatever he wants because it's his God-given right. See, that Western philosophy, that's what we are here. This is a psychological warfare that we're fighting. All right? It's mental warfare. All right? We are here to give you the doctrine of life to show you that the way our people think is backwards. All right? It's his God-given right to do what he wants. If he want to step out and go deal with another woman, he can do that. If he want to tell you to shut you up in the house and tell you to stay in the council tower, he can do that. If he tell you to silence in his house and you keep talking and he come slap spit out your mouth, he can do that. It's lawful. This westernized philosophy, this westernized society and mindset is poison.
Muchas veces me lo decía que
What do you want to happen now?
llevarme a mis hijos conmigo.
Those is his children. And read the Bible. It's not biblical a woman could take the children away from a man. All right? Let me get a precept. That's madness. It's only in America where a so-called white man is ruling. You can't do that shit in China. You can't do that in the Middle East in these brown countries. You can't do that shit in Japan. Take the man's child from him. This is Isaiah 29 and 13. And it reads, no, I need 16. And it reads, surely your turning the things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. All right, that's upside down when a woman thinks she could take the man's children from her. You think the Israelite man, we are sons of the power. We are princes. All right, we're gonna be kings, priests, holy men. Where do you ever seen the queen could take the king's children from him? And then she can't even go if she want to go. The man, this is a misogynist book we reference and we live by. This book gives the man all of the perks. That's why you women love it over here in America so much and love this plantation doctrine, which is off. You're not going to read this Bible for yourself and come up to the conclusion that the Most High made a woman and man equal. It's not about to happen. Let me get that. How can a woman take the child away from the man when this is written? This is written. This is 1 Timothy 2 and 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. All right. A woman is subject to a man. She's not even permitted to speak around men unless she raise her fucking hand. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over man. Usurp authority over man mean you could come take his children from him and then tell him to give you money. That's a Babylonian philosophy. All right. That's the so-called white man. He's a weak bitch. But to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived. See, that's what I read earlier in the book of Genesis. Adam wasn't deceived. All right. But what's a man's weakness? It's always a woman, man. And I'm not being over righteous, man. It's always a woman, man. A woman could get to a man. But the woman being deceived was in the transgression. See, that serpent, that devil, he didn't deceive Adam. That's why he came to the woman, because he knew the bitch was off. He knew the bitch was foul. Like these women with these bedroom eyes, she'll be with a man. I see it all the time. It happened to me. You'll be in a mall and you walking and a chick will be with her man and they looking at you crazy. looking at you with bedroom eyes. I see it all the time, man. The serpent seen and the scene that she was off. But a woman is not supposed to ever usurp authority of a man. And it's not happening in Mexico. Okay? It's not happening around the planet. It only happens when a white man is ruling. But Mexico is adopting the ways of America, and it's soon going to be happening over there.
Es lo único que estoy esperando ahorita. Y lo único que quiero.
Bitch, you can cry me a
Police
river,
officers
bitch.
arrived at Yvette's ex-husband's home. They were
You
unable
need
to
to be
confirm
kicked in your
whether
mouth
he
with
or
some
their children were
steel-toe
inside.
boots.
Dígame.
Habla, busco el señor.
Look, he got his new woman answering the phone. He kicked her out, got the children, he got his new woman answering the door. Should you replace her? That's how he rocking. He got the new thing, the new flame answering the door.
¿Qué le busco? Pues porque no se encuentra, pero ¿para qué le busco? Necesitamos hablar sobre el tema de esos pequeños.
There's a lot of chaos going on here. I mean, there's about 40 municipal police officers showed up here, tried to get the kids back, tried to talk to the husband, but they've so far failed. Fights broke out between the family and the police. Yvette's former brother-in-law was forcibly detained. But just a few hours later, he was released. And Yvette was left worrying about the safety of her children.
See, that's the false narrative. What you mean the safety of your children? They're with their father. A child is more safer with a man than it is with a woman. A woman can't protect a child. Even in this society, a woman can't. If somebody bum rushed the door and came in, a woman not going to do nothing. All she's worried about is dialing 911. When my children with me, they are safer with me than my baby mother. You see, but that's that false narrative America pushes. That's that philosophy America pushes. A child need to be with his mother. A child need to be with his mother. Meanwhile, look at these stats amongst our people. All right, 8 out of 10 homes is headed by a woman. And look at the condition of our people. The majority of the boys are in jail. The women are gay. The boys are gay. Let's turn that around and let's see what happened if 8 out of 10 homes was headed by a man. That's how it was before integration. All right? That's how it was before integration, 2-parent homes. You didn't have all that gay shit going on when the man was in the house. You didn't have all our sons killing each other up when you go up to the 60s on up. It was happening, but not at the rate it's happening now. When they took the man out of the house, our nation went to shit because these women wanted equality. With their women movement, liberty movement at the end of the 60s and during the 70s. And in the 80s, hey, we was in the projects. The women was ruling. Crack hit, and she's done a great job since she got her little power. Look at the power these black bitches and look what these black bitches have done with their power. They brought forth monsters. All right, ministress women have brought forth monsters. That's what happens when you take the father out of the equation. The Most High's prescribed order is done away with, and then all the thing rules the day is chaos and disorder, confusion.
A record-breaking 3,833 Mexican women were murdered in 2019.
So big.
A high proportion of these were victims of femicide, when women are killed simply because they're women.
Women, and see, that's the narrative that the so-called white man pushes. What you mean women are killed simply because they are women? Don't no man around here bully on no woman and kill them because they are female. A man gets infuriated and he deals with them when they have transgressed his word, when they have disrespected him. For what happens when? Have you ever seen? Look in nature when a lion pride is made to kill. That male lion comes to that kill and everybody scatters. And then if you get a female that's bold enough to come and try to eat before him, he beats the shit out of him. Now, I'm not likening ourselves to a brute beast, but that's the Most High prescribed order. He made a man to be the ruler. When a weaker vessel come and try to challenge your authority, you're going to smack her down and tell him, look, man, you out of order. All right? We are not equal. We are not the same. And then the women are so fucked up when it's time to practice equality. Then they talk about, I'm a female. All right, bitch, if we equal, all right, I'm going to play your game. You go to work and I'm going to sit home and take care of the kids and put my feet up. I'm going to make sure the house clean. See, when it's time to practice equality, they don't want to practice equality. If we laying in the bed and you seem like you hear a burglar coming in, you get your ass up and go attack them burglars. Don't wake me up on my sleep talking about you hear somebody breaking in the house. See, this place is confusion. They don't even want equality. They want equality when it suits them. They don't want true equality. Bitch, get your ass out there and cut the grass and edge the yard, and I'm going to be in here and wash the dishes. Fuck. This why they got women and men's basketball if we equal? Bitch, get your ass out there with Michael Jordan. Get out there with LeBron, bitch. You say we equal? Get your dog ass out there, hoe, if we equal. This is madness, man.
We're just on our way to a secret location to meet with a guy who says that he's paid to actually carry out killings.
Soy carpintero. También me dedico a matar gente por dinero.
Now this part, I think this is Hollywood, cause ain't no real hitman going. Well, Vice do be getting into some places and shit. I just think this Hollywood. I don't think a real hitman, because the Vice got those cameras, all right. The technology is so high, they're gonna be able to pinpoint his place of residency. I just don't believe that. I think this is Hollywood. Man, ain't no real hitman. Hitman don't want to be on camera. He don't want to talk about what he do. If he a carpenter, that's what he gonna tell you he do for a living. He ain't gonna want nobody to know he take hits for a living. This is Vice being dramatic. That's my hypothesis.
Me contacta un conocido ya de muchos años y me dice, ¿sabes qué? Dan 100,000 pesos por matar a una mujer y dan la ubicación de las personas, las fotos, más o menos por dónde andan y la hora.
How many women have you killed?
Muchas. 15, 20. No sé, nunca les conté, pero...
What is the reason that people want these women killed?
No sé, diversos, ¿no? Pues la mayoría de las veces las mujeres se llevan todo y...
Yeah. The government writes something off where you take everything that you're supposed to get put to death. So be it.
Los dejan sin nada y por el coraje, por eso los mandan a matar.
So it's a case sometimes of relationships going wrong, then you step in and kill the woman.
No, bitch. See, that bitch right there need her ass knocked off. He didn't say that. He say women take everything and leave the woman with nothing. That's not a relationship going bad. Relationship going bad, look, you came here with nothing, you leave here with nothing. You don't take everything the man has worked and acquired. And you talking about you take, even if you don't take all the shit, you take half of his shit when you brought nothing to the table. That's something that'll make you want to kill a person. Any man would want to kill somebody for that. It didn't even have to be a woman. If that was a scenario like that and a man worked for some his whole life and somebody just come along and say, man, well, I fucked you and I fucked you for this amount of years. All right. Talking about a woman, not no other man. If, let's say you in a business deal, you let somebody work for you a certain amount of years and then you put them off, you tell them they got to go and they be like, well, I worked here this amount of time. I'm taking you to court. You need to give me half of what you worked for and half of what you built up. All right. If the court award that person half of what that man worked for and that person didn't bring nothing to the table, okay, that man is going to want them whack, man. That's anybody. And he said they take everything and the man gets angry. That's the nature of a man, man. But this society tries to emasculate men and bring men down low and put a woman on the pedestal. You come with nothing, you leave what you came back with. That's equality. You brought nothing in, you leave with nothing. See, but equality goes out the door when it comes to those scenarios.
Sí, pero la mayoría de las veces siempre así pasa.
I mean, the frequency at which you're doing this suggests that you don't really have much faith in the justice system to catch you or to punish you. Is that fair?
What about the justice system What about him having faith in the justice system, not to rob him blind of everything he worked for, and these men, everything they worked for and acquired? What about the justice system there? You see, that's a feminist bitch right there. What about that? Where's the justice in that? If you go to court and the bitch never had none, she putting you on child support. Why you can't put her on child support if we equal? We equal, right? Why can't I put her on child support? Where's the justice in that? Every woman that think like that will be bought down low. And they got the precept. Any woman with that mindset, judgment is coming for her in these coming days.
En cuanto me llegara a agarrar un policía con mi arma, yo sé que dándole el dinero me dejan libre. Hay mucha corrupción aquí no.
These people are also wives, their mothers, their daughters. How do you live with yourself?
Finger fucker.
Es que no tengo tiempo de andar sentándome a pensar si me siento bien o me siento mal. Yo nada más hago mi trabajo y
I would sleep well at night.
Me siento.
Hey, I don't feel. Hey, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
I able to fully corroborate.
I wouldn't feel shit. I'd be happy. I'd drink to it.
The competition for killer for hire work has gone up as demand for their services has rocketed. That same week, 3 generations of women were shot and killed in their home in Mexico State. A woman, 2 of her daughters, and 2 granddaughters. Their surviving family members agreed to speak with us on the promise we didn't reveal their exact location. 9 years old.
De hecho, el día de hoy, una de las menores cumplía 10 años de edad.
This is what's coming to America. All the young girls, all they do is by the time they're 9 and 10, they have that mindset because the older women done put the philosophy in their head, man. By the time they're 9 and 10, their minds are corrupted. So what? So be it if they got whacked. All right? Anybody with this Gentile state of mind that's not renewing their mind through the washing of the word or being born again, you're going to get put down. All right? And this is coming to America. All right? It's going to be women getting raped, ravaged, spoiled, and killed at great numbers because these judgments are written. And let me get these precepts, basic precepts on that topic. This is Isaiah 32 and verse 9. And it reads, "Rise up, you women of at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters." All right, when you think like these heathens round about it, you're a careless daughter. Our daughters, the women of our nation are careless. They are whores. They carry themselves like whores. They don't cover themselves up. They reveal their bodies, man. They sleep with multiple men. All right, they think they're equal to men. All right, they talk shit, jump on men. When a man hit them back, they call the cops. All right, this is the mindset of our careless daughters, man. The daughters of Zion, the women of our nation. Give ear unto my speech, and they won't. You give them these scriptures, they're gonna laugh and laugh at you to scorn. Many days and years shall you be troubled, but we starting to see it. It's happening in Mexico. These hoes gonna be getting whacked, getting their meat knocked out their tacos, man. Ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail. All right, the day gonna come, they're not gonna be able to get all that makeup, all that weave. All right, all these enhancement products. All right, they're not even gonna be able to get maxi pads and clean water, and they're gonna smell like brute beasts. They're gonna look like brute beasts. The gathering shall not come. Trouble, you women that are at ease. Be troubled, you careless ones. Strip you and make you bare. This is what's gonna happen to them. All right, they're gonna be stripped and made bare. All right, and they're gonna be treated like animals. And gird sackcloth upon your loins. All right, sackcloth means the Most High is gonna humble you. When you put sackcloth on your arms, that's on your loins. All right, that's a symbol of you humbling yourself, getting in the right spirit. All right, getting out of that prideful estate you in. All right, they shall lament for the teeth, for the pleasant fields, and for the fruitful vine, but they won't be able to get it. This living the high life in America is about to be cut short. All right, upon the land, my people shall come up thorns and briars. That represent you're going to be in a bad estate, thorns and briars. All right, thorns and briars are dry. You drop a spark of fire, it's going to blow up. All right, It's not nourishment. There ain't no fruit there, okay? Yeah, upon the houses of joy in a joyous city. Now let me get this other precept. A banger. Michael 7:10. And it reads, all right. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, where's the Yahweh thy power? And that's what they tell us. And y'all niggas in the coat. Nobody want to hear that shit. All right. Well, this is the judgment written for you whores. My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. And when you look at these clips, look at this whole family. They trodden down as a mire of the streets. All right. They got the cap peeled back.
Perdí 5 familiares.
Don't cry now.
How did you find out about what happened?
Estaba dándole de cenar a mi bebé. Recibo una llamada de un familiar y me comenta que había pasado algo muy feo en mi casa. Fueron tres tipos a brindar apoyo económico por lo de la contingencia. Pidieron credenciales y fue cuando ocurrió todo.
La señora se encontraba en la puerta. Fue con la que ingresando fueron con la persona que más se ensañaron. Le
See
dieron
what I'm
muchas
saying? That's how you become the mire of the streets. Dude amped her up, bust her face up. She probably a wicked bitch. Shot in her face. He said she got it to work and they amped her up in her fucking face. Beautiful. Beautiful.
en su cara, le destrozaron su cara.
The family told us there was a long history of domestic abuse in the household, a factor they believe could have contributed to what happened here.
De hecho, en la parte de acá arriba estaba mucho lo del feminicidio.
Now they call it
Dan la cara ya
femicide.
hasta después de los
All
hechos,
right.
sino
Here in America, they call it femicides. Well, here in America, femicides is going to be the theme of the day, man. When these prophecies get fulfilled, that's what femicides is going to be the theme of the day. These women are going to get in order overnight. All right? They're totally out of order. The judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai is going to come down on them. All right? And rightfully so. So with that, Lord willing, to sit down was edifying to the hearers. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Karkadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, a great millstone. And salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai. Kwam Yasharala, Abba Babam.